What's up, everybody? How we doing today? It's Friday. Sorry, I'm going a little bit crazy on the screen here. How are you guys doing? How is everybody doing? I know that there's a lot of fear in the market right now. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties today. I know there's a lot of fear in the market right now, and that is why I titled this stream, what's next for Bitcoin? Is there any hope left? Are we still bullish? I think you all know where I stand on this topic, right? I am still incredibly bullish. I mean, I know that I know that it triggers a lot of people and that we're getting a lot of comments like it's the bear market. It's been fun. It's time to pack up. Let's go. But man, there is just still, I'm just not convinced. Bitcoin, you're going to have to come swinging a little bit harder than that. I think that something else is going on here. I don't know, guys. I mean, until proven otherwise, I'm still bullish. In fact, we could potentially go on a monthly candle, right, on a monthly scale, all the way down to like mid 90,000s or 90,000 even, and still be technically in a bull trend. The problem is it would be a little bit ugly, but we could do that. So I just feel like we're going to have to weather the storm a little bit, get through this bumpy ride, and we're in for some pretty incredible times ahead. I'm still of that thought until proven otherwise. So happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're hanging in there, and I'm just really happy to be on here with you. What's up, Real Life Bear? Hanging tough. That's right. That's how we're doing it. We're hanging tough. In fact, gold. Let's talk about gold. Gold has been on a tear, and it doesn't seem like a normal tear, okay? It's like, wow. I mean, it is skyrocketing all-time high after all-time high. RSI is pegged at like its highest level in 45 years. And I believe that there is much more than retail FOMOing, and I think there are governments buying. In particular, there's one theory that I found really interesting, which was that the US petrodollar is sort of, threatened right now. And there are talks that China and India are buying petrol outside of the US dollar. And the confidence in the US dollar is not great. Now, there are several ways you can approach this. And this was a theory I saw on Swan Bitcoin, which I thought was really interesting. So one theory is, okay, how do you fix that? You go into more debt, you print more to stabilize. I mean, none of those are good solutions. So what if it was the US government that was buying this gold in order to sort of change up the way that things are happening, right? So you recollateralize the system quietly in the background. You use gold to absorb inflation, restore credibility while keeping Bitcoin, which is the uncontrolled asset, under control from front running the move. So that was the theory on that channel. I thought that was really freaking cool. And I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, this kind of buying pressure, it seems like it could be governments. I just want to throw this up here, okay? I think it's time to have another look at this. Obviously, this is not from this cycle, but it happens every single cycle, guys. Every time we're down at these lower levels, nobody wants to buy. And then when we get to our all-time highs, all the confidence is restored and all the masses come. So that's why it's hard to buy when there's fear, because there is that uncertainty. And you don't know, am I going to have conviction through, a few more weeks to months to years? But all we know is that nobody has lost any money on a 4-year time frame with Bitcoin. And I know that a lot of you here are here to make money on altcoins. And that's why we're teaching you so much about trading, because you can have a long-term Bitcoin portfolio, set yourself up for success and trade, right? So that's something that's really interesting here. So just don't be this guy, man. Don't be this guy who then invests at the top. I mean, technically you'd be fine if you held them for 4 years, but I just want to remind you that, that's why these times are tough, because it's hard. It's the hard thing to do. It's the very hard thing to do. Now, I'm going to share my screen for a moment just to share some really cool news with you guys that has been happening. So give me a second here. Okay, that should be up on the screen now. Yeah. So first things first, the new insider whale has closed his short and opened longs on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And funny enough, it happened right before Trump came out today and said, there aren't any more tensions with China. We've got it under control. Everything's fine with China. Does this whale know something? I don't know. It is a lot to process and a lot of noise, because, last week it actually played out where the market did have a big crash. But we'll get Rob's opinion on this. It's just interesting, right? But a lot of shenanigans happening. I wanted to show you guys this as well. This is how many times it's been over for Bitcoin just this cycle alone, okay? These dips, they do make you sick, like we say on this channel, carrying over from, our previous legacy in trading. And yeah, I feel like we're right here, just over and over again, repeating that same similar cycle. Gold becomes the world's first asset to surpass a $30 trillion market cap. That is absolutely wild. I mean, hold on, that was another deuce. But we've got people that are lined up around, the block to buy this. I don't know if I had some pictures of this, but there are people that are lined up like mass. It reminds me of that the photo I just shared with you. That was the people that were lined up to buy Bitcoin at the top at 60,000. So I thought that was interesting. Steak and Shake now has the Bitcoin burger. So we're not at the top yet, but maybe we're close when that stuff starts to happen. But that's pretty cool, right? That's really cool. And so that's just basically what I wanted to say, you guys, is there's a lot of theories running around. There's a lot of shenanigans happening. That's what I feel like. I feel like it feels like Bitcoin's being suppressed. I think that theory would make sense, right? But that's why I like to discuss the fundamentals and what's happening on a macro scale. Macro still bullish. I know it's been scary. I know Bitcoin was teetering, but we're currently maybe just about to regain that 200-day moving average. So we'll see how this daily closes, but we've also got some support on the weekly. And that's what we're going to bring Rob in for, to help us navigate the charts as he often does. Neil, welcome to the show. Got smashed last week, liquidated. I'm sorry. I know it's hard out there. And I know a lot of people were affected by it. Also, because there's a lot of people who had low leverage longs, right? So you got liquidated at price levels that it didn't seem possible to get liquidated at this cycle. So I'm sorry to you guys who got burned. All I will tell you is that you're in very good hands here on this channel. You can make it back. You can build it back up. And Rob is one of the absolute best at what he does. And he teaches you to do it in a very simple way. So if you just stay focused, tune in, tune out the noise, I promise you there is a way to make it back and to get back on the horse. And we can all do this together. So, AMLO, I'm 80% into ADA, so my portfolio doesn't look so good. Right. There was a poll done on X the other day by a big influencer, and 70% said that they were in a loss now in the bull market, and only 30% were up. And that's because a lot of people don't buy Bitcoin. They buy the altcoins to try to amass that wealth, which, can be a very good strategy. But we're going to teach you how to trade now to compound those gains, to manage your risk, and to have a long-term portfolio. We're going to do one whole session where we're just talking about strategy alone. But without further ado, I'm going to bring up my co-host for today, Rob. How's it going?
Going pretty good. How you doing today?
Good. Yeah, I know Bitcoin was looking a little bit scary earlier today. And I know a lot of people, I feel it on my timeline. It's like palpable. It's just every time we put up a video, even we got people saying, pack up, go home, it's done, it's over. I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced. I know you're going to dictate what happens through the charts, and you're going to keep us grounded, but I don't see it. I don't see a bear market coming. Another thing, at least not now, until it's proven that we're in a downtrend. And another thing is that we didn't have a blow off top. So the theory should be that if we don't get into those our red dots, like on the stock to flow model, why should we have exaggerated moves to the downside, right? If we didn't have that blow off top. I think that sort of has some sort of way in. Like if we were to get a bear market now, would it be the same magnitude as the previous bear markets? I don't think so. I think it'd be shorter in time and less severe, but all that is to be determined. All I know, guys, is that things are going on, and I don't think that we are entering a bear market right now. But let's turn it to you, Rob. What are your thoughts on the market?
My thoughts on the market? It's a very tradable market now. We're slowing down. It's getting less scary, in my opinion. When I woke up this morning, I did one post in the in our group, and it was APT shorts. The APT short has hit all take profits. So we already made some money today, and APT short, all profits hit. And what I can say in the market is, no matter what kind of market it is, bear, bull market, sideways market, there's always ups and downs in certain time frames, and there's always ways to make money in longs. There's always ways to make money in shorts. And there was in the bear market, last bear market, I actually made some pretty big, not big losses on shorts, but I made some losses on shorts where I was still getting kind of newer at shorting and stuff like that, where I got short squeezed. And some things had some good rallies just due to funding rates, and people were taking advantage of negative funding rates and stuff like that when things were going down, but there's one tokens going up. So people will sit there. There will be big moves to the upside in a bear market, and there will be also big moves to the downside in a bull market. So there's always downs and there's always ups. And after something goes down so much, it's going to go back up at some point. And after something goes up, it's going to go down. So have expectations of one direction all the time is just a bad. So
right. No, absolutely. Actually, let's pull that up the Discord so that new people can see. Neil and AMLO, if you're traders, man, there is no excuse. You join the Discord right now. It's free to join right now, and you get all of Rob's setups and some other very talented traders in Crypto Gents. And the people who took this trade just a few days ago are already in profit. And it's a very simple strategy.
It's trade's closed. It's already done.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
let me find the chart here. I probably still have it up in here. These trades I'm not in anymore. It's still on my list.
Right. So I hope you guys are hanging in there, because it's a weird market, but there's still a lot of ways to make money and to come back if you were involved in that massive liquidation event. You don't have to, it's not over. That's all I can tell you, that you can always come back and you can learn from it, and you can add new tools to your toolbox. This is the Hive Discord, so the link is in the description below. And Rob is posting 24/7 over there. I mean, he's just like keeping us updated on everything we need to know, and also updated on taking profit levels, entry levels, all of those things. And he doesn't sit there and babysit the charts. I mean, this is a very doable strategy. If you're on the go, if you have a busy life, you don't need to be sitting at a computer with like 10 monitors and, full-time trader mode to do really well.
Yeah, so this was an APT short run hour right here. It was just a normal basic breakdown trade. And once we got the breakdown bearish retest, it finally just hit all take profits today. So that was a very profitable trade. Here I think I said 3x leverage, but I used 7x leverage. So it was a good 2x return for me. And in this market, so for me, it's a very good market right now again. And it's just basically on a waiting time, where if you sit there, and we'll go into the chat room. I put this in yesterday. Let me find it. Right here.
Right. So this is the Crypto Gents chat. So if you check out the Crypto Gents channel, that's where you find all those charts and all of this content.
So lesson 3, big money is often made by waiting. And if you're in investments, you're always waiting. If you're in a trader, you're either waiting for entry, you're waiting for take profits, or you're waiting to move your stop losses up and for your stops to hit. So in trading, there's just always waiting involved. And right now, we're just in those kind of sidelines where we're just waiting for confirmed trades. We're waiting for trades. We're waiting for patterns to print, for signals to print in order to make the next trade. And right now is a good time to be in the trenches doing some research and trying to figure out what's getting some hype in. And that's basically what my goal is for the next few days or next week, depending on how long this sideways price action starts going, to find what's going to be the next big movers, next big gangers. What's the next big meme token? So right now I'm watching 4. I think that might be a good meme token. I don't know yet, but that's just something I have on my watch list right now. I posted in group. I actually did take entry on it. I'm up 10% on it. I'm not sure if I'm stopped out yet, but my stops already break even. I'm very quick, especially on meme coins and stuff like that, to put my stops to break even, because if I get stopped out, I just get a better entry.
Right. No, so you guys, I mean, you can be joining these trades right now and getting your feet wet and learning how to do this with Rob. And he's absolutely good at nailing the bangers and picking like moves and seeing the narratives, right? So it's actually like just really fun to do this together and to do it step by step. So Gordon says, what about all the subprime loans from the small US banks? I mean, yeah, actually, we're starting to see cracks with the banks again. And I will say, last time we had the massive bank run in March of 2023, we had a flight. Well, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, called it a flight to quality, and Bitcoin rallied from $19,000 to $30,000. So it actually rallied in an event like that, which I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't expect the immediate effect to be that people flock to Bitcoin because, they think it's a safe haven asset. Whether or not that was true, it did happen during that time. So that was interesting. So Skid is not a trader, losers trade. Well, I mean, it just all depends on your strategy, right? Like Mark, maybe Steven, I don't know what your name is. But holding spot is tried and true. I do hold spot. That's the majority of my portfolio. But taking a small percentage of your portfolio and applying these simple strategies that Rob gives on this channel, we went over this before. It's not just for traders either. It's also for long-term investors to like know when to double down on your dollar cost averaging, when, if it can go a little bit lower, then you wait. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can use these tools, not just to trade, but the trading. You can do day trades, you can do swing trades for weeks and maybe months when the conditions are right. And I promise you guys, like it gets easier. And when we get to that thing that we talked about yesterday, like the double bottoms pay the bills, rounded bottoms pay the bills, that is a fun time to trade. And you don't want to wait to learn to trade in those conditions. You want to learn right now. So that's just what it is. Let's see. Will, let's face it. If the whole market is pushing in a certain way, institutions have an incentive to pull the rug out. My feeling is that being contrarian to the emotion of the market is intuitive now. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's been delayed and suppressed so that accumulation can happen. I mean, that's what makes the most sense. And I love the gold theory. I think it's really interesting to think, is the US buying that gold to recollateralize the system quietly in the background and, keep gold, Bitcoin, which is the uncontrolled asset, from running wild and front running the trade? It sort of feels like something like that to me. I don't see like, I just don't see it. I don't see the makings of a bear market starting right now. El Gamed, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. We love to see the OGs. So Gordon, the subprime loans were back in 2007. Now we have new ones. Yeah, I'm just saying that when we start to see cracks and bank runs, that's what happened. As far as the subprime loans, I don't know how big of a scale that is right now. Crypto will go down until Powell decides to do something about subprime loans. Well, Powell is on his way out pretty soon. I mean, Powell is going to be out next May. So let's see how that all plays out. I just feel like Trump has every incentive to prop the market up and keep it from collapsing. So yeah, Rob, let's go to you.
I mean, here's my thing. Everybody's talking about the bank runs, all that type of stuff. Wasn't Bitcoin made for this? So this is going to be the true test for Bitcoin. Like after 2008, whenever Bitcoin was made, and wasn't this one of the reasons why Bitcoin was made? From my understanding.
I mean, absolutely. What I just don't know is, have people caught on to that enough for us to see like an impact in the price? Do you know what I mean? But it did happen.
I mean, I'm an early adopter. I'm not investing yet. I just trade it.
Right, exactly. So how many people get that on a macro level and actually macro investor, long-term investors, because it's an asset that outpaces inflation, right? Powell needs to do something. Yeah, I mean, we have the rate cut meeting at the very end of the month. Let's see if he announces something else at the end of the month, but that's also a catalyst, right? And like I said, the stats show that green Septembers are often followed by the low within the first week or two for Bitcoin, and then the high of the month in the last 3 days of October. So just keep that in mind. So let's have a look at Bitcoin.
All right. So we're looking at Bitcoin. This isn't the 1 hour. This is the 1 day. I was making a trade for the 1 hour time frame in case we close above the SMA 200. So we're moving beneath it right now. We haven't closed above it or underneath it yet, or bearishly retested it. So we're going to be looking for a confirmation candle once we do get that close. Oscillators are still down, kind of pinned low right now. So that is dragging the price down some. But once they start curving up, we can start seeing our next high come in. So we are putting in our lower low now, it looks like. So that is a little bit of a negative right there. So we're for the short term. So we're going to be sitting there just paying attention to that one. But after a lower low, we should get a high, so that we should be getting a bounce in the market. So for me, shorting, that's why I closed my short trade. And I'm not really sure about shorting just yet, unless you're scalping. You can short scalp right now. But day trades to swing trades are going to be definitely going to be getting a little bit more riskier on short. So longer trades are going to be better. Right now, 1 hour chart, we kind of got this this falling over right here. Now we break this parabola and we start going up to the upside here. We're going to get a short squeeze and probably a good move to the upside is what I'm going to be looking for. But we need to break that resistance right there and kind of confirm it before we do it. And that's actually going to be a trade for me to take if we do get it. So I'll be setting this in Discord and setting alerts on it. But that's a Bitcoin trade that I'm going to be looking for in case we get it. So basically for me, it's to put a green line on it for an entry, add alert. I don't see it.
That's something I agree with you on, Gordon. Once Powell starts something, gold will drop, crypto will go up. I mean, it's just classically how it's been happened before anyway, right? Like gold has been the precursor, has rallied first, has rallied hard, and then people taking profits and redistributing into Bitcoin. I mean, that has happened in previous cycles. So yeah, I don't see why that couldn't happen this time. I see more favor toward upside continuation after some consolidation and correction. I mean, we've already had, how long has this correction been going on, Rob?
Let's go ahead and measure that out. Doesn't look very long, to be honest.
Yeah.
Since Friday, I guess. I mean, if you actually think about it. So,
I mean, like the entire sort of consolidation period, let's call it.
From like over here?
Yeah.
That's consolidated. This area has been about 98 days.
Yeah, so 3 months. I mean, the last time we did this, I think it was also 3 months around there, 2 to 3 months, right? During tariffs.
That was this section right here.
Tariffs 1.0.
112 days. Yep.
Yeah, we're right there. Now, we will say there's a lot of people on X saying the 1,064 day mark that marks the 4-year cycle end is next week. So maybe like a lot of, I don't know. I don't like to blame things on manipulation, but that would be interesting to take advantage of all the fear, the PTSD, and all this like coordinated suppression to be like, hey, let's like make this a longer accumulation period. Let the big guys accumulate and let the whales buy cheap. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me, but it doesn't matter what it feels like because it's all about what the charts say. So Bitcoin 1 hour, technically a little bit bearish at the moment, right? So that's very, very short term.
I mean, it's so overexhausted to the downside right now to where us getting some of the short squeeze is definitely getting to be in the making. Say hi, pretty everybody. My dog.
Oh, he's got a Dalmatian. She's so sweet. She's our trading spirit animal.
Yep. She was just cuddling with me. She missed me today, so she wanted to sit on my lap for a little bit.
Yeah. We love the spirit animals.
Yeah, but there's not the volume staying about equal as well, too. There's not too much crazy volume. So Fridays usually have been selling off lately, and we're not really seeing a sell-off just yet for today for Friday. So it's more of just a waiting game. It's also becoming a weekend, so a little bit less liquidity. I just don't think anybody's making – I think the people that are in alts, they're probably in the mood of like, I'm not going to do anything now. I'm going to wait and see what happens. And if people took losses, they already took their losses, basically.
Right. Yeah. Gordon says he thinks Bitcoin will drop to 100K. I mean, if we close below the 200-day SMA, we do have support down on the 100K level. Obviously, it's a big psychological area of support, right? Round number. But on the weekly, how are we doing on the weekly? Where's the support at there?
Weekly, let me go ahead and delete this chart. I'll make that back again here. So weekly, we do. Let me get rid of all this. This trend line to this trend line. We have this trend line with the SMA 50 holding us for support. And we haven't this whole bull market. It looks like we haven't broken the SMA 50 one time.
Right. So, and the 50 is right around 100K, right?
50 is exactly at 101,790 or 769.
There you go. And we've wicked below it. Like I feel like that could be an interesting move where we just like get that final flush out and then Bitcoin is ready to continue on its rally potentially, right? Like I wouldn't see it as a bearish thing to like continue to consolidate instead of dump further while the indicators are resetting. They're all on the ground. They're all on the floor. Also on the daily, I saw that, we have danced below the 200 daily SMA several times on corrections and then pop back above it. So that could be something that repeats as well.
That's usually what kind of happens. It kind of repeats quite often when it does that one, unless it's truly turning into a bear market. Then usually it might take hold, but we'll have to sit there and see that. But again, that 50s rate, I'd rather see for me to sit there and start saying bear market and more downside. Let's lose the weekly SMA 50 first, and let's see what happened last time we lost it. That was whenever we could sit there and say, yeah, we lost it, came down, came back up, bearish, we retest it, and boom, went the rest of the way down. So that's a very good level of sitting there. And we're so close to it now. It's just a matter of patience. It's like, why would you sit there and call it when you're right on that level? That could be the bottom support. Like if you're looking, like now that I put that trend line right there, it just looks like normal price action. Higher high, lower, higher low, higher high, higher low. And it just actually looks like normal price action in the weekly time frame. Whenever you're staring at it or if you know a break of structure and change of character, you got your change of character and your break of structures here. Let me see if my indicator sees it that way same as well. Yes, it does. So I just put that up there. So this is my change. This is that indicator right there I was just talking about. So break of structure and change of character are basically just same thing as price action that we're looking at right here. Let me go ahead and get my drawing tool out here.
I like your style, Will. He says, Gordon, I think that means we'll be buying more Bitcoin. That's right, man. That's right. BlackRock just bought $5 billion at 105,000, so I think in the grand scheme of things, if you're accumulating for long term, 100K is not a bad place to be buying more.
I mean, risk to reward, it's fantastic because say it does go into a new all-time high and say this bullish order block right here where you're saying you get wicks under. So we got a break of structure bullish order block that it's going into with the weekly SMA 50. Now, I still can't find my drawing tool. I don't know why I can't find it today. There it is. All right. So say it does come all the way down what's underneath it. That's going to be a great buying opportunity as long as it holds in this area, comes back down like that, and then you're looking at it, you're going to be in great profits. Now, the reason it makes it great to risk to reward, so say it comes down into here, and then all your entries are down here. Now you're going to be underwater, and it comes back up to it and bearishly retest it. You could kind of get it. You could probably do like a V bounce buy down in this area, right with this bullish fair value gap that's right in here. So there's some liquidity right here. So say that gets filled right there. You're probably put another buy in right here that comes back up and bearishly retest it. You can leave your trade in profits at where your first buy will be break even, and then you can leave your trade, and then you can sit there and wait for like, all right, yep, we're going to be we're going to leave our trade right here, either at break even or with some profits from that V bounce buy and leave the trade. So that's more a trading aspect right there. And we'll wait for a better buy, or you can open up a short and make money on the downside, depending on how you like to trade the charts.
Right. So this is satisfying to long-term investors, traders, all the works, right? Like if you accumulated here at 100K and then we go like this is why I like to look at the TA, because it really helps you get an understanding of where we're at, what could happen. I think that the 100,000 is a big level of support psychologically even, but if we were to go down below it, I think that would scare the living hell out of everybody. Technically, I guess on the 1 month, I think that the last higher low was like around 90K, right? I mean, that would look incredibly not great, but would technically still wouldn't be in a full-on bear market on the monthly.
Well, I mean,
so yeah,
bear market wise, like if we do get a bear market right now, here's one thing I'll say: the bear market might be kind of short lived, because typically on a bear market, your bottom's typically around the 1 week SMA 200, which that's been every bear market. That was the bottom. Last one, we went underneath it for a little bit, then we went back above it, then we started holding it again. And our SMA 200's at 53,000. So even if we got a bear market, it doesn't look like it would be like, my opinion, we're never going to be under as of right now, and this is going to continue going up because we're continually closing weeks above it. So this will be at a higher price at some in the future as well too. So this might be up to 60,000. We'll be lucky to see 60,000 at a buy area for Bitcoin ever again.
yeah,
in my opinion.
And I guess you're going to be buying at those levels too, Will. I mean, I'd be buying a lot at 60,000 if that ever happened again. But I don't think that's what's happening right now. I really personally think that we're going to see continuation from here. But if we do go into I will call it a prolonged correctionary phase, okay, not even bear market. We did not get a blow off top. I mean, we don't have to get them, but like if things aren't wildly exacerbated to the upside, why would they be wildly exacerbated to the downside, especially now with massive institutions coming in? That doesn't seem like it'd be the highest probability. Let's just put it like that. So let's see here. Possibility alts will do well in January, February. Yeah. So like I don't know though, like if Bitcoin were to continue on up with its run, we might see that sooner than January, February, if that's what's going to happen. Right. So maybe you'll get that run on alts a little bit sooner than that. That would be my thought on that. Bitcoin is sound money and Cardano can act as a smart contract layer. Yes, Will. I don't know if you saw my podcast on this with Charles Hoskinson, but it is super cool. Like he really explained in depth how Cardano can bring DeFi to Bitcoin and how that could be settled on Cardano or in the native asset, right? So like it's super, super cool. And I think that there's something there. I'm a big Cardano fan. I love Charles Hoskinson. I think he has an amazing vision. That's why it's one of my pillars of my portfolio. So the 50 is not broken and the pi cycle has not happened yet. Yeah, I mean, there's so many indicators, top indicators that are far, far from firing off. But yeah, about alt season, I mean, I don't think it's even a question of if people don't sell Bitcoin. I think we need fast, cheap money coming into this market. And we saw the end of quantitative tightening, or at least the Fed announced it, that'll be happening imminently. And we just got our first rate cut. So, the liquidity cycle, the business cycle, still very bullish. We just need risk on assets to start to flourish again. Okay, so Will says, having a baby early next year, is Bitcoin appropriate for a baby registry? I would say so. Man. Start that account, right off the bat, right? Like first day alive. That's so cool. If Bitcoin goes to 90 or 100, a lot of alts will drop hard. Yeah, I mean, they're already pretty much on the floor right now, but they can always keep going. And I think that's why the fear is so monumental, because I don't think people are so fearful about Bitcoin. I think a majority of people in this space hold altcoins. And that's why the fear is so great, because those altcoins have gone down exponentially compared to Bitcoin. So Harshit, what's up? Good to see you here. Hope rate cuts will push Bitcoin. I hope, yeah. I mean, that's what I think. I think there's so many things coming out. The Clarity Act, don't forget, that's going to establish whether cryptos are commodities or securities. All of these things are going to be tailwinds, for this industry. And I just those are all imminent. So why would we get that all? And we're just starting a bear market. And as the liquidity is starting to come in, I think the gold play is really interesting. In fact, I'm going to do a whole YouTube on it. So you guys tune in this weekend and you can see more about what that might look like if the U.S. is in fact buying gold to recollateralize the system, reprice gold to be able to absorb that debt. That'd be pretty interesting, I think. But back to the charts.
Silver's going crazy too.
Oh, yeah. So this is the...
It's the Russell. I was just checking to see if the Russell did anything different from yesterday, but no, it's still at the same level. It's still retesting.
Right. Yeah. It's like you said, I think it's like a wait and see and be patient. Be patient. It looks like we're trying to creep up to close above the 200-day SMA. So let's see how this daily closes for Bitcoin. And
I actually have a good chart on for you guys. That makes
so Ethereum. Oh, yesterday we said that 3650 would be a good level of support. I think it did wick down into that level.
So it's actually retest. So I was looking at the monthly before we started the live, and I just saw this here. So if you look at it, I put trend lines on the closed candles and on the wicks right here, and we're retesting basically from the breakout of this trend. So that to me is a very bullish thing that we haven't closed underneath this just yet, this trend line, and that's on the monthly time scale. So very big deal right there. It's probably, let me see if the closed candles are right there on the weekly too. Yes, those are also closed candles on the weekly as well, it looks like.
Right. So we wick down to support.
This right here. So that's pretty bullish. And if you start looking at it that way here, we had a lower low here, and now we have basically a higher high from this area here. And now we're looking to print hopefully a higher low up in this region, kind of maybe a squabble on here just a little bit before we take off into new all-time highs on Ethereum. So we are retesting on high time frames on Ethereum right now, which is very bullish and that's very bullish for the alt case as well too.
Yeah, I mean, let it consolidate. Let it take its time. The bigger the foundation it builds, the more spring pad it has to load up to go to the upside, right, and reset the indicators and have like a big try to a new all-time high. Let's see. Difficult. Gordon says difficult for a lot of the altcoin people being not scared because of the drops. Yeah. Also, I don't know how many retail people are. I mean, we're all retail, right? But like, I don't know how many normies, we'll call them, are in the space right now. I mean, maybe they came in and dabbled in memes, but I feel like it's a lot of recycled liquidity among us crypto people, right? So with the new and cheap and fast capital, also there is another strategy that you could do, which I think Rob said the other day, is to focus on the altcoins with ETFs, or maybe somebody said that could be also an interesting strategy if you don't believe retail is going to come in and step in and buy it in a big way. But I honestly, I feel like we're going to get that altcoin season if Bitcoin starts to see new all-time highs. What about the CME gap? Says AM low. What about the CME gap? Is that something that has to be filled? If so, how much lower?
I mean, I'm looking for gaps right now. I'm on CME one right now. CME gaps don't have to be filled, but they typically get filled at some point. I'm just trying to see if there is any that haven't been filled. Is there any specific one any price levels that you're referring to? Is it this one down here at 91K? Maybe.
Yeah, let us know which one you're having a look at, and then Rob can.
I mean, I
give you a better answer.
But I don't really look at them too very often because I mean, there was one. I remember I got really big into them last bull run. There was one at like $19,000, and I thought after Bitcoin got rejected at like 30K ish, I thought we were gonna go back and refill that $19,000 one. And Bitcoin went down like $3,000, and it took off like $70,000. And I was like, it never got filled until the bear market. So yeah, it could get filled in the bear market next year or 2 years from now.
The one at 91K, is that what we're referring to?
I think that's the one I'm looking at. Right, that's the only one I see right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it could wick all the way down there. I mean, scared the living hell out of everybody. But yeah, I don't think that needs to happen now. It could happen when we get the start of the bear market. So
yep. I gotta jump off real quick and get my kids off the bus.
Okay, sure, no problem. So guys, that's what I'm talking about. While Rob is doing that, I'm going to share with you the sign up bonus that we're doing right now with BYDFi. Okay. So if you like these calls that Rob is giving and you're enjoying these streams, we appreciate it if you support the stream by signing up, and also you get an incredible deposit bonus. $50 for $100, 100 for 500, 200 for 1,000, and you can start to get your feet wet. Okay, the link is in the description below for that. Also, if you do sign up to that exchange to BYDFi, we will give you a free beginners trading course, and we are working on intermediate and advanced courses. So, and those are going to feature a lot of the tools that Rob has, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So, I don't know, guys, like talk to me a little bit. I know that a couple of you said that you got wiped out from trading that day. And I think so many people did. In fact, there's a class action lawsuit now against Binance being filed, or whatever you call it, some sort of lawsuit against Binance for the manipulation. I guess some big whales, really did not like what happened and are now going to go in there. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, there's been so much that has happened this cycle that you just sort of stop and think like, what is going on here? This doesn't feel normal. And I know that that's thrown around a lot, like pretty easily, like this cycle is different, but there are very much different elements in this cycle that weren't there previously, right? Like we didn't have institutions, we weren't a mature asset, we didn't have nations buying up. So yeah, all this stuff matters, and it could contribute to making the cycle a little bit different from the last. Will says, I think this is all very frustrating. There's so many pieces in place. It is very frustrating, but that's why it's going to be such a big reward for those who continue to tune in and navigate and stick to a plan. I mean, these fire sales for alts, if we do get the altcoin season, you'd be kicking yourself that you didn't at least try to learn how to trade, or at least try to get the skill set or dollar cost average on your high conviction plays, right? Like
put alerts on charts.
Yeah, put alerts on charts. Man, I mean, this is how it always goes too. It's like there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. We get those big dips that everybody wished for, but then everybody's so scared because they're wondering, is it over, that they don't buy. And then everybody buys when it rips back up to the upside. And that's just how it is. So you've got to be able to, decide what your strategy is before then and stick to it no matter what, right? As long as the charts are dictating, that you're in the position to do so or not, if that makes sense. Like to have a strategy either way. Will's been holding since, Will's been holding and round tripping since 2017. So I don't have feelings anymore. Hey, I mean, maybe you're just numb now. Maybe that's a good thing, like maybe you're just like, all right, whatever happens, happens. And you just hold until it's time. I really like the Amazon chart we went over yesterday, Rob, because that really got me in the mindset of like, wow, like how many years? I mean, it was years that Amazon just corrected 50 to 90% on end during its first 10 years of existence, and then parabolic up, like life-changing gains for everybody who bought.
So something about that time when I was doing the research about the bubbles and everything like that, that was a couple of years ago, right? And I was looking through my trading journal some, and I wrote down some of the stuff that I was learning at that time. And something that was kind of crazy that I came across that called out the bubble for like crypto, not crypto, but for the .com bubble. It was the Super Bowl. They had a .com Super Bowl for football and everything in the States. And
really?
There was something else with that time that happened at the same time. And after the Super Bowl happened, everything crashed. And then there was the crypto. So there was a crypto Super Bowl. What was that? Right before in 2021.
Yeah.
The crash happened right afterwards. So I have a theory that that crypto is not a bubble. I think the bubble is already popped, and we're kind of in that next stage of going to the next of institutional money coming into the market. So if that makes sense at all, because timeline wise, just due to the Super Bowl is good at calling out bubbles. Maybe
that's an interesting take.
Yeah. So this Super Bowl is talking a lot about AI. Maybe we are in an AI bubble.
Yeah, I've actually been studying a lot about that, and I do plan on doing a video about that too. Tom Lee, who's the chairman of Bitmine, so BMNR, the Ethereum Treasury Company, he, and also Raoul Pal, was speaking about AI and how, well, first of all, Tom Lee said that the P like ratio that it trades at is much less, like infinitely less than the NVIDIA, he means, than a lot of the .com bubble companies. He doesn't believe that we're near bubble status and that we're only like one standard deviation away from the mean. So there's like a lot of charts that show. Another thing I think is about AI, I think that it's not the same as the internet. There were so many limitations with the internet, and AI is going to allow for infinitely more productivity. I don't think that we're near the bubble top for AI yet. I think we're just getting started, sort of. I mean, I know that seems weird, but if Kathy would, if you saw her ARK Invest,
top. I mean, Amazon had a bubble and it's major all-time highs.
yeah. I mean, we'll see, but I think we've got some room to run. And I don't know. I think that no matter what, AI is going to be massively bullish in the future. It's just, do we see a correction first and then upward and onward, or how is that going to look? But yeah, there's a lot of interesting theories. Looking for Bitcoin dominance and alt season index before buying. Yeah, that could be. So what should people look for? I mean, as far as waiting to get back into altcoins?
I mean, personally, I have everything that I want to get into and trade. for more of a swing long or a position trade. So swing longs typically last 3 to 14 days, in my opinion. And then position trades are usually weeks to a couple months, maybe. And then anything longer than that's probably like an investment type deal. But so basically what I'm looking, I mean, Bitcoin dominance, BTC dominance, it's still bearishly retesting the zones that we're looking for. It hasn't really made any significant moves since Friday's pop on it yesterday. So on the liquidation event, ETH/BTC still bullishly retesting. We showed you that last ETH chart. Am I screen up?
Yeah, let me bring your screen up.
Oh, sorry. There we go. So you guys see what I'm looking at. So we're still bearishly retesting on BTC.D and ETH,
which is a good thing.
as we're bullshit retesting. So nothing really has changed. For me to get into alts, it's legit for more of a position trade, or for me, I have to say add to my position trades, because I finally got position trades on last Friday whenever I bought. For me to add to them, I need to get a break for the 1 day 9 and get some confirmations with the MACD and stuff like that in the 1 day time frame. And then I'm going to start looking to add to my bags probably. Unless we get another major red dip, and then I'll add then. I don't really like adding right now just due to its consolidation. And it could be consolidation to the upside or downside. If it breaks out and gets the break of the against my buy signals, then that's whenever I dollar cost average. So I'll be dollar cost and average up. Then if it breaks down, I'll most likely be dollar cost averaging around the same price. Unless it goes lower than the prices I bought it, then I'll DCA down on my spot bags I actually finally have. This is probably the first. This is the first time I had spot bags this whole bull market, so a little bit new. I've been leverage trading the whole time and been very good at it. So,
No, Rob is excellent at leverage trading. There's also a lot of spot trades that are posted here. So, guys, do sign up to the link in the Discord for our Discord below the Hive. It's free to join right now, and you get access to all of Rob's charts and a lot of really incredible traders. It's a great community. And Rob, are we looking at any setups here going into the weekend? I know you mentioned one earlier. Just to leave them with a few things to think about on this fine Friday. And I know it's doomy and gloomy, guys, but I hope you're having a wonderful day. Go out and do things that make you happy.
Actually, DNA is looking pretty strong. I got to sit there and check the chart and see if it broke out yet. But I already posted in groups, so this is going to be good for spot or leverage, low leverage. And we're looking for a breakout of this level right here of 4447, which is above the 1 hour SMA 200. Or if it gets rejected from this level, which is perfectly fine, I'll look for a pullback buy towards the SMA 50 area and this trend line retest. I want to see a hold of this area, then I'll get the front route the breakout level, which the targets I'm aiming for is about a 12% move. This is already posted in Discord. So basically, set your alerts above here, wait for candle close, come back down, retest, hold, and to get your entries on it. And if it doesn't, it comes back down. Because, I mean, like I said, things go up and they go down. If it doesn't go up right now, then I'm going to be looking for it to come back down and retest the lower level. So I can sit there and front run this area right here. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on that we already have in Discord. And as things come along, I'm going to be sitting there posting them as well too. If I find anything that that's interesting or good, or anybody else that I have posting in group as well too, they'll sit there and have their trades on as well too. I'm more out in the trenches right now, looking for some new altcoins and some new ideas for big runners on the next run up possibly. So I just had to delete my whole bullish list. Like Carnell, that I've done pretty good on Carnell so far, and it hasn't really done anything. Last time I bought it was down in this area. I got to take profits up in this area. I got stopped out around 23 cents. I bought it at 10 cents. Now we got to finally break back down. This is what I wanted to get back into in this area, and I didn't get to buy on this wick. I couldn't get the exchange to open up fast enough. So right now we just got a bearish. Right now, let's see where we're at. Right now, it looks like we're bearishly retesting the 1 day 9, which is good for me because I like buying red, not green. It's easier for me to buy red personally, because at least you can get an oversold bounce whenever you're buying, and you can at least put your stops to break even. I'm very big at stops to break even. So if this gets rejected right here off this 0.5 fib right here, I'm going to be looking to get a entry down towards the 12 cents area. So I'm actually hoping for another pullback so I can open some bags up on this token right here. But this is looking like as long as we hold down in here, possibly might come back down, make some kind of double bottom.
Was there a reason you got into this one? Or what, because you bought it at the bottom there?
One, I saw some hype on it. Did some little bit of research on it. It seemed like a pretty good token. I saw some hype on it. And also too, it's kind of going into my strategy, which you guys will start seeing once the markets get a little bit more stronger here. I call it the 10x Phoenix. If we come back and keep consolidating down here, this might be one of my 10x coins, but I need some more consolidation. I need to make sure people think this coin is dead. I mean, the reason I call them 10x Phoenixes is because people think they're dead and they die and then they come back to life out of nowhere, and it happens all the time. And so I look to buying those dead coins and they come back to life, but I have they need to die and consolidate for some time before they come back to life. So this here is starting to get kind of that printing idea on it. Just need to stay consolidation and not start losing these lows down here.
Oh, interesting. So guys, when market conditions are good, Rob is excellent at spotting these, these hype tokens that are ready to pop. And the 10x Phoenix rise from the ashes is going to be one of the strategies that we put out there. So, if you're part of the group, then you'll be able to access this at some point. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be really good, and we just need to make it through. Surviving is thriving in these markets. So AMLO says, I have money on the side looking to accumulate more ADA. That's it. I've been doing that. I mean, I think these are fire sales for ADA. And look at Charles Hoskins. I mean, I just don't feel like it's going anywhere. It's never been down, right? I mean, there's so many reasons. I've made a lot of videos on Cardano, but that's one of my horses. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. ZBT is another one you're looking at.
Yeah, this one just came on exchanges. I was just sitting there on their website, going through their website, checking it out. There's a lot of trending. It's trending pretty strongly on some websites and stuff like that. Some of the trend searches that I look for and everything. So this is definitely one where I think could kind of, let me get my drawing tool here. Sorry, I'm gonna pull up one of my wins of my last 10x coin that I pulled off. I like proving that I do it as well too. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the results are really important, so you guys can understand the thought process and you can see what actually happened when it goes right. So this realized bear, yeah.
It's kind of consolidating in this area right here. This is very, very new. We might, when we hold this level right here, what I'm kind of looking for is maybe doing like a day trade or maybe like a little swing long, get up into here maybe, then come back down. I want to, if it comes up down all the way down to here, is what I want to see, and start kind of consolidating a little bit down in here before we start getting a good move up here. Unless we start getting some horrible sell volume, it doesn't look good. But I'm waiting for some volume to come in, stuff like that. Very new token. Just out on exchange, but this is where you got to pay attention. You don't buy when it comes out. You want to buy the pullbacks. You want to buy the red. You want to buy it when it gets scary. Now, if it starts closing underneath this level here, I'll sit there and wait. Oh, by the time if it does get down here, hopefully we'll have like the 4-hour 9 or the 1-hour 9 or something or the 1-hour SMA 200 or something to sit there and get some more confluences on moving averages at least or something. So I'm gonna be watching this trade for a while and just setting alerts whenever I get the opportunity to set alerts on it. On the things that I like to set alerts on, to sit there and see if we get some kind of opportunity on this new token here.
There you go.
This one here, everyone was talking about it a while back ago.
Yes.
Now
the Hyperliquid. This is the Hyperliquid competitor, Aster. Binance is Aster. A lot of things have been happening with this token. They say there's been a lot of like pumps by influencers and things going on. So what does it look like technically?
So, yeah, I saw a bunch of influencers posting it, but I never traded it. I actually shorted it up in this area. Whenever they were posting it, I was shorting it because typically whenever I see all those influencers when they first come out and they start pumping right here, typically when the influencers like Luigi gets taken down and then it takes off. So I'm just kind of waiting for this kind of starts consolidating, and my eyes are on it now just because now I don't see anybody talking about it anymore. So
right. Well, the campaign's probably over, so that's how it works. They pay for like campaigns that they do for like a month or a few weeks or whatever it is, and then when those are done, it's kind of like, okay, well, what's next for the token? I mean, I do think it has great potential because it's backed by Yeezy Labs or YZI, which is Binance Labs, basically. Actually, a good friend of mine is head of Binance Labs, and I think they're very capable and they're very smart. So if they're going to back this token and go all the way, they've seen what Hyperliquid has done, and I'm sure that they want to be in on that. So I don't see it doing poorly. That's the thing. Also, Gordon, I think you have a good point here. Alts haven't pumped well, so you don't see alts crashing 95%. Yeah, I think like alts don't crash another 95% usually while they're already on the floor. I mean, I just don't see that kind of big market drop happening right now after, indicators are already at the bottom.
I mean, it already happened.
Yeah.
It already happened last Friday.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it did. They did go to, yeah, that's true. That was a kind of like a weird event, but it did happen. Real Ice Bear is depressed about his Aether buy. ATH, man, that ticker. I'm going to have to take that ticker. I told him too. I actually did a podcast with Mark, who's one of the co-founders of Aether, and I told him we might have the same ticker, all-time high. But so when did you take that trade, Realized Bear, and what was your idea on it? Long-term hold? Aether's part of the AI infrastructure. I just as soon hold Theta, really. But yeah, maybe should we take a look at the Aether chart?
What's the
See what's up?
What's the ticker?
ATH.
Oh, ATH.
All-time high.
I thought that was your. I thought you made that token. No.
Yeah. We're gonna have to come in and take that ticker. That's what I'm saying. Long-term hold. Okay, let's see how we're doing then. I mean, long-term holds. I think pretty much all of the bigger to mid-sized tokens are probably going to have a decent run if they've got a decent team when it's altcoin season again. Let's have a look.
So it's on the bottom floor.
That's true.
I could say that. What I don't like is the increasing volume in this area. I mean, I'm not going to one that's going to sit there and I'm not going to sell somebody hopes and dreams whenever I don't see it.
Right. No, and that's the thing about Rob. He's going to keep it real with you guys. So, yeah, I mean, what it could be the thoughts here, Rob? Could we keep going from here, or do you think it's potentially going to find support here? It's sort of
it's
the floor from before.
It found support. Does it hold support's the question. So it's at support. I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta look at this upside down a little bit.
You're getting the real analysis, Realized Bear. You'll get a good idea after this. This is Rob's thought process on how to chart. So you guys are getting it live and in action.
I mean, if it comes back up and bearishly retests this trend line, I would short it. So it's not looking bullish to me. It's having increased sell volume. So I'm going to be saying look for a bear trap on this trend line and the 4-hour SMA 9 and see if we get a bear trap first. That would be the bullish idea. We need a bearish trap right there. Now we don't get a bear trap on there, then yeah, we can see a rejection and lower prices down to 1 penny or so. It'll be there's no supports. There's basically we're going to be hitting there's one support at 2.5 or so. So yes, if we bearishly retest that trend line, you're looking at lower levels. It's so.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you might as well make some money shorting it, right? He says, good idea. Good idea. Gordon, we just went over Aster. It was the last chart that Rob showed, which, is probably going to be very bullish long-term because Binance Labs backs it. But yes, back to this one. Now you have the playbook, Realized Bear, and, it might not look too good right now in the interim, but you can make money shorting it. And now you sort of have the setup.
Yep.
So there you go.
4 hour. 4 hours tell me it's going to go up and at least get that bearish retest. Now, if you break that level in the 4 hour and we start getting buy volume coming in here, then it turns into a bear trap. You can look for an explosive move to the upside because the bears will be trapped and they'll have to flip long on it. So I got to do a full analysis on it. I got to sit there and do a full thought press on it. Let's look at see where 1 day's at. So yeah, it's going to be this trend line is going to be make it or break it for it. It's either going to be a bear trap or it's not. And the way to tell for that is it's either going to come up above it, you're going to break some SMA 9s and stuff like that, come back down, retest it, and then we're going to be going back up we're going to be going to the moon on it, maybe not, or just up to the recent highs or get something. And if it comes back up and you starts getting that rejection and you get bear signals, probably say in the 4 hour time frame off of a rejection. So I'll be watching the 4 hour time frame on this. So one of those two are going to happen. This trend line is very important. So just go over and just mark that trend line. Go in the 1 day time frame. Put a trend line right here and have alerts on that one there. That's going to be your decision-making spot right there. That's basically pretty simple just because I don't like that strong sell volume there. But again, that could easily get squeezed to the bears as well too. I'm not sure if there's hype on this token or not. It
was pretty hyped up in the beginning of the AI boom. And like many AI coins has been hit pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that happens. If the AI narrative heats up again, then that could potentially be a catalyst. But now you have the playbook. And this is just like Also, it's really helpful for you guys to sit here and watch Rob's thought process as he charts so that you can learn yourself for your own setups. And so this is it. Now you've got the playbook for this one. As we're going into the weekend now, guys, so we had the ENA setup that's posted right now in Discord, and Rob's going to keep us updated if there's anything we need to know, and his team. And over the weekend, if there's any good setups, maybe we get some pumping action for Bitcoin over the weekend. You don't know, so make sure you sign up and you join the Discord.
Definitely. One other thought process on it as well too is liquidity exits. If you ever know what liquidity exit is, it means somebody goes to pump this token really hard because they're in it and they need to get out of it. They want to get out of it. So they use their social medias and whatever contacts they have to push this token as hard as they can so they can get out of it in a good price. So if we start getting a big giant green candle on it, it might be a liquidity exit type deal.
And there you go. That may be your sign to sell a little bit. Lighten your load, realize bear. We'll see. We'll see if AI comes back ripping like it did previously. I mean, it did this just this past November. Then we'll see. We'll see from there. But guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday wherever you're tuning in from in the world. I'm here in Spain, so it's Friday night my time. Rob's on the East Coast, so it's just been really fun to connect with you guys. We're getting to the hour now, so we are going to wrap up the stream. But think about some of the coins you want charted. I firmly believe that if we get that new all-time high for Bitcoin, maybe in the next 2, 3 to 4 weeks or month or two, whatever it may be, that we'll see altcoins, have their day in the sun again. But let's take it level by level. And for now, as the title says, is there hope for Bitcoin? Absolutely, there is. I think there are a lot of indicators to show that, we're not there yet. We're not in the bear market yet, and still bullish. So yeah. That's it. I mean, I hope you guys really enjoyed the show today. If you did, smash the like, hit the subscribe, and share, please. That would be much appreciated. We hope to see you in the Discord. The link in the description below. Rob, any closing weekend thoughts?
Jump into the Discord, go into the chat room, ask some questions. If there's questions you want answered live on the YouTube stream here, let us know, and then we can prepare for it as well too, and have better. Or if there's any tokens you guys want charted for on live, we could do that as well to have some charting sessions as well too live, which I have no problem doing. I used to do that a lot, but it's also better to have, instead of us taking time and trying to find the coins and get them pulled up beforehand. Like I'll do everything I just kind of did, but even more in depth if I have it prepared beforehand. So make sure you just jump into Discord, get on our links, and post some, get in the conversation, post some tickers, tell us what you're watching, because
show us your results.
More eyes, the better.
Yeah, and the more support you have and morale and like team spirit, the better you're going to do. And you're just going to feel not isolated, not alone in these markets. You've got a lot of talented people around you. And guys, on that note, the link to the Discord is in the description below to support Rob's efforts and our efforts. Do sign up to BYDFi. It's an excellent exchange. You get great deposit bonuses now. And that's it. I hope you're going to have a wonderful weekend. Go out and do something fun. Take your mind off stuff if you're depressed about your portfolio, and come back on Monday for more. We'll be here for you Monday at 3:30 Eastern time. And skull to you too, Real Ice Bear. Can't wait to check back in with you guys on Monday. And until then, have a fantastic weekend.
Have a good weekend, everybody.